Hey, how are you doing? Today, my English tutorial video will be about understanding subjects and objects. And the second part of video will be about the questions and how can we differentiate between the subject questions and the object questions. Stay tuned, guys, and let's start. If we came to understand subject and object, we should actually first differentiate between the subject and the object. So, all verbs have subject. The subject is generally the person or thing that the sentence is about. It is often the person or thing that performs the action of the verb in a question, and it usually, but not always, comes before the verb. But here, what do I mean by not always? Actually, if we review the tenses in English, I can actually understand the imperative clauses. Like, for example, be quiet. So here, we use the imperative clauses when we want to tell someone to do something, most commonly actually for advice, suggestions, requests, commands, orders, or instructions. We can use them to tell people to do or not do things. They usually do not have a subject. They are addressed to the listener or listeners themselves. We use the base form of the verb, don't forget that, guys. For example, have fun, enjoy your meal, stop talking and open your books, do not be late. So here actually I'm not using a subject anymore because the subject is the listener himself. Actually, there are some notes about using imperative. Imperative actually is too tough when you speak. That's why try to be soft when you use the imperative. For example, don't say, open the window. Instead, you can say, open the window a little more please, if you do not mind. So that would be more nice from you to do that. After we talk about subject, so now let's move down actually to the object. Some verbs have an object as well as the subject. The object is the person or thing affected by the verb. Or in different words, I can say the object is the target of the sentence. For example here, Mr. Smith followed Peter. So here actually Mr. Smith is the subject, right? And followed here is a verb, Peter here is the object. So if I ask, who followed Peter? You will answer me by Mr. Smith followed Peter. However, if I ask, who did Mr. Smith follow? You answered me by Mr. Smith followed Peter. So here the object or my sentence actually ends in Peter. So Mr. Smith followed Peter. Mr. Smith here is the subject, followed the verb, and Peter is the object. Last thing I want to indicate in this video, part 1, that do not forget the 3 elements of any English sentence in English. Don't forget that I start my sentence by the subject, and then I add a verb, and after that I add the rest of my sentence, including object and stuff like that. Stay tuned, guys, and wait for the other video, the part 1. I'm gonna actually describe the questions and how can we answer question using WH or the yes or no question. And don't hesitate to ask me whatever you want. Maybe you can write down a comment here or maybe on the group on Facebook or my account. Good luck!